Hey everyone, welcome to today's Program Yourself Thin podcast. Today we're talking about losing weight calmly because there may be no better way to do it than to do it calmly. Because if you take a step back and really reflect on your weight, it's obviously a reflection of how you habitually eat. And if you look at how you habitually eat, you're going to notice that that is a reflection of how you habitually feel. And how you habitually feel is probably stressed and tense. If you're the average American, you're kind of up to here, right? You're in a chronic state of stress. And when we're in a chronic state of stress, it's very difficult to make the right food choices because first off, when you're in a state of stress, we tend to crave more high calorie foods, right? We'll use that as a way to kind of deal with the stress. And so our cravings for these foods go up tremendously. So that's one half of it. But the other half is that when you're in a state of stress, you don't have access to all of your mental and emotional resources. Literally, what I mean is that the blood from your brain goes down to your body when you're in a state of stress. You don't think as clearly, you don't use all the parts of your brain as fully. And so you get this double whammy effect of one, unhealthier foods more, the cravings for those go up. And the other side is your ability to say no to them goes down. And so that is where most people are kind of meeting their weight loss goals is they have this situation where you're constantly stressed out, craving unhealthy foods, never full, and you have a very low ability to really derive and direct your behaviors. And so this is why focusing on calming down and relaxing is one of those things that will give you more bang for your buck, right? It's a high return of investment on your energy, right? So if we look at the typical weight loss approach, someone might start an extreme diet, which is pretty much any diet where you're looking to change all of your eating all at once, uh, and or you're looking to start an intense workout program, and that takes a lot of energy and focus. And the thing is that when you do those, you kind of just get what you get from when you do those things. However, when you focus on calming down and relaxing, you get a lot more return on your energy because A, it's easier, right? So you're not even putting that much energy into relaxing. But B, it starts to change you at a fundamental level. You start to calm down and relax. You start to see things more clearly. Your cravings start to go down. Your cravings for healthier food start to go up. And you know this because if you look at your life and your history with weight and eating, when you feel really stressed, really upset, you tend to eat a lot more and make unhealthier food choices. When you're calm and relaxed, you tend to make healthier food choices. So, I guess what another thing kind of way I'm coming at this is to realize that your weight loss isn't just about knowing what to do and trying to do it. It's really about managing how you feel. And if you start to focus on how you feel and managing that so you start to feel better, you automatically have improved yourself, right? Because just with everything you have in your head, all the knowledge you have in your head right now, you have enough knowledge to lose weight. And you have had that for a long time. The challenge has been, can I get myself to follow it? And if you're in a chronic state of stress, that answer is going to be no. I'm struggling with that. And if you make it a point to start relaxing a little bit in the day, you start to feel more calm and you naturally start to make choices that help you to lose weight. And that's a much more sustainable approach. It's a much more comfortable approach to getting the results you want. So ultimately, I guess I'm saying if you dedicate 5-10 minutes a day to relaxing and calming down, you really get 24 hours of benefit. Maybe not 24 hours, but you get many, many, many hours of benefit from that, where you are more likely to make better choices. So again, start being strategic with your weight loss and don't just think about what you have to do. Think about how you're going to get yourself to do it. And being more calm is one of the most effective ways to get yourself to do the things you know you should. So I hope this helps you out. And if you have no idea how to calm down, go click the link in my bio, go get the free hypnosis session I give you, watch the video I made for you, read the emails I send you, because this is a core part of Program Yourself Thin. And so I will help you for free to start to calm down and relax and to approach your weight loss from a more calm place. And I think once you do that, you're going to find that it's way easier to get better results. So I hope this does help you out. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. What's up, Jem? Jen says, happy Thursday, focusing on calm and self-care. Also used my workout this morning to clear my head. Yeah, super, right? Again, in Program Yourself Thin, we're always focusing on managing our state. You know, when it comes to dieting, no one's managing their state. You're going into your diet assuming it's going to be stressful and hard and difficult and, you know, all this negative shit, you know? And so it really is important. I think, you know, I don't know. Dieters don't want to listen to me most of the time. But it's like, think about your emotional state when you approach your diet. Think about that. And what is it? And for most people, it's like such a tense, stressed out state. And my question is, how do you see yourself? Let me put it a different way. It's like, if you're going to work out, or if you're going to be a high level athlete, right? You work out, right? You lift weights, you practice your skill, whatever, but then you got to recover, right? There's a recovery period for high level athletes. Now, when it comes to your weight loss and your diets that you've tried, you go into it stressed. There's never a recovery period. It's just you starting on Monday morning, expecting that from that point, you're just going to be perfect all the time. You're stressed out, and now I'm going to follow my diet perfectly. And why do you stop? I know you always say, because I can't control my eating. I'm a food addict. The cravings got the best of me. I got no self-control. Okay, fair enough. But don't you think that your stress level may impact those things? Do you not think that? Do you think you're the same person when you're relaxed and calm and when you're stressed out and freaking out? Like, do you think you're the same person? Do you think you make the same food decisions when you're in each of those states? So if that's true, if you tend to make much healthier food choices when you're relaxed and calm, do you just ignore that? I'm just saying, well, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. Help me understand your brains, dieters, please. What's up, Kelly? Kelly's a beautiful explanation, Jim. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying, listen, I've been working my weight mastery for decades here. And it's not like the easiest thing. Like, I'm always putting effort and work into it. It's like a hobby, but I'm doing it strategically. I would never go about trying to lose weight in a stress freaked out fucking state. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know what normal people think about their mood. What, it just doesn't matter? Doesn't matter if you're stressed out, freaking out, losing your mind, or if you're calm and zened out. No, that doesn't matter, Jim. I just need to make the right decisions. Enough of your happy horse shit and all this state stuff. I just need to make the right decision. Oh, okay. But if you look at your life, what kind of decisions do you make when you're stressed out? And what kind of decisions do you make when you're calm and relaxed? Are they the same? I don't know. Maybe it's me. Who just says, it's fascinating because we tend to ask our children to sit down and eat mindfully, and yet I find myself doing the exact opposite. Good reminder. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. Again, this isn't like, I'm saying the obvious part out loud. I know that. This isn't rocket science. Okay. But it's one of those things that's always overlooked by dieters. It's just crazy to me. And it's almost like 100% of dieters are freaking out. Because listen, it's 2024. Everyone's stressed to begin with. Right? We live in a state of chronic stress. If you're living in America, you're in a state of chronic stress. I don't give a shit. Unless you really take your calm and relaxation seriously, you're in a state of constant stress pretty much. Okay. And so it's like, you don't think you have to manage it all. Then maybe you think you can't manage it. Okay, that's fine, but we can't just overlook it. What's up, Rachel? Rachel, something I was going to tell you. I hope you're still here, but I saw an order come through for you yesterday. I'm going to refund that because you're in the other program now, so you get that other program for free. So I'm just letting you know that. Jen says, try to embrace the who gives a shit attitude. Yes, the who gives a shit attitude, in my opinion, is one of the cornerstones of my success. I truly believe this. I truly believe it, because a lot of times we internalize and talking about stress. We internalize and take a lot of things to heart and get us stressed out. When in reality, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, it's just true, in my opinion. Not to some people. I know people disagree with me on this one sometimes. I'm wearing like every sweatshirt I got this week. What's up, Julie? Julie says, when I get busy, I forget to eat. I don't look for cookies or candy. Only eat that when I'm bored. Yeah, exactly. Again, it's always your states. You know what I mean? It's always your states. That's the big thing. Okay, here's a good question, right? So here's what I'm saying. They say, yeah, okay, that does make sense. Sakshi Gupta, when you had a stressful day at work, what can be a simple practice to calm yourself? And this is the thing. This is what I want to point out. You have to understand, folks, if you don't practice relaxation and calm, you suck at it because relaxation and calm is a skill in this environment, right? Now, if you lived in the natural environment, you would be a lot more naturally calm and relaxed. But we don't live in the natural environment. We live in an alien environment that tweaks our nervous system constantly. And so we have to make it a point, just like brushing your teeth. You've got to make it a point to bring yourself down to a more calm, relaxed level every day or many days. Okay. So what do? It's simple. The simplest one of all, you can all do it right now. Just real simple. I mean, we can obviously go a lot deeper into it, but I just want to show you how quick and easy it is. And it starts with sitting up somewhat straight, relaxing your shoulders, relax your stomach, relax your chest, relax your shoulders again, relax your jaw, relax the muscles in your face. If you can close your eyes and relax them. And now connect to your breath and take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Now relax your stomach, chest, shoulders, face again. Take another deep breath in and slowly let it out. Do you all feel a little bit more calm? What did it take? Was that 30 seconds? And you felt a little more calm and you probably suck at relaxing, So the more you practice this, so I would suggest, again, I mean, there's a million ways to do this and program yourself in. This is a core part of the program because it's embedded into the hypnosis sessions. Every morning you start with a 5-minute session where you do that. You go deeper into it. But again, program yourself in works for 2 reasons. It relaxes and calms you down. So you're practicing every day, relaxing and calming down. And you're getting all sorts of great ideas put into your mind. What are you doing to lose weight? You're trying to fucking not eat carbs? Are you trying to count your points? That's it? What about how you feel? Because let me just go on one more thing. Just real quick. Do you think that if you feel stressed, that impacts how you think? Do you? Folks, come on. You got to start to learn through contrast, and you need to take a look at yourself and realize how you are when you're calm and relaxed, centered, grounded, peaceful, and how you are when you're tweaking and stressed out and freaking out and tense. Like you're literally 2 different versions of yourself. And the freaking out version doesn't give a shit about your weight. The freaking out part just wants to eat some fucking food to take a break from the stress. You're in a chronic state of stress, and the food is like the only time you really get to calm down and relax. And it's just for a few moments, and it's not real calm relaxation. It's one of the most depressing things to me that I know of is that the majority of people in the world don't take a minute a day to relax and calm down. The TV is not the same. It's not. You need to close these eyes, bring your attention into your body, relax your body, connect to your breath. And every time you do it, it feels better. And you fucking haven't done that in ever? Years? That's crazy. That's crazy. So there you go. Julie says, I use your hypnosis at my desk when I'm stressed. Yeah, that's a smart move. That's a smart move. Okay. Have you recorded an inner child work session? I've been wanting to ask in the message this AM reminded me of that. It's so funny you say that, Kelly, because I literally just had a conversation before I got on here with someone who was talking about that. And they were referencing the inner child from back in the day. And I forget their name, but I have not. I did do one a long time ago. I did. But back in the day, my hypnosis sessions were recorded on a potato. I swear. It's like they sound so crappy compared to now. It's funny. But yeah, so that's a great idea. And I would love to do that because I'm a huge fan of the inner child work stuff. I'm a huge fan of transactional analysis with the child, parent, adult, dynamic. So that's a great idea. And I'll keep that in mind. Paula says, what's up, Paula? Paula says, thank you, Jim. Definitely have been living in a state of chronic stress, but could never understand that concept. Beginning to get it. Yeah. Paula's in the program and that's her journey, right? And that's everyone's got a kind of a different starting point, I think most people kind of have an initial challenge that's in front of them. They got to get through before they can really get into the game. And sometimes it's dealing with emotions. Sometimes, it's certainly stress is a huge one, that a person's in such a chronic state of stress that they can't even see straight. You got to understand, folks, I work with very high level people. That's really most of my career coaching wise has been working with very high level people. It's 25 grand to work with me. I mean, it's a big investment to work with me privately. So I work with people that are very high achievers, very intelligent. And that's why I'm trying to tell you that even these people, as smart as they are in some contexts, are completely lost when it comes to their weight. And the big reason why, one of the big reasons why I'll say, one of them is dieting, and you got dieting in your head. That's how you think you got to lose weight. But the other part is that they're in a constant state of stress when it comes to their weight. When they think about weight, they instantly go into the stress state. And when they do that, they're not thinking clearly. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because that's what I get to see every day is I get to work with very intelligent, smart, ambitious, successful people. And they come to me and say, I don't know what to do. I don't know. And they're freaking out. They don't understand it. They're flummoxed. They've tried everything. Nothing's working. And they're just losing their minds. And the first thing I do is like, let's calm down, relax. Now what happens is they get full access to their brains, right? They can experience their full brain power. Now they can look at the problem and they come up with much more strategic, intelligent solutions. But dieting wants to keep you in a state of stress, because in a state of stress, you're like, oh, 1,000 calories a day. Let me try that. How'd you lose weight? Oh, you cut all the carbs out. Let me try that. And you're never taking a step back and really thinking about the whole plan in the big picture. And as soon as you did, you'd realize, Jesus, what am I doing? I keep jumping into these overwhelming plans 100%. I can do them for a little while, and then I always get overwhelmed and stop. Holy shit. I've done the exact same thing for 30 years. I don't want to do that anymore. It's not working. And that's usually the beginning point of people's transformation. But what leads to that is calming down, relaxing, and looking at your situation from a calm, relaxed point of view. And I think that's important. So actually says, I listen to your New Thin Me hypnosis every day, either right before sleep or during my commute. It is most relaxing part of my day. Thank you. Yes. So again, Sakshi, I would say this to any of you that have gotten the free hypnosis session I give you. If that makes an impact on you, you should really consider getting the hypnosis program. I offer that now on its own, but again, you get a new 5-minute hypnosis session every day for 8 weeks. You get 8 weeks. Each week you get a core hypnosis session. They're 10 minutes long. I keep them short and practical for you, but, because what happens is you every day you're practicing relaxation and calm, and you're getting all this wonderful stuff put in your head. 2 things you're not no access to right now: a state of being calm and relaxed, and great messages being put into your mind. The messages of a thin and healthy person being put into your mind. Where are you getting access to the thoughts and ideas of a thin and healthy person? Well, I already know the answer, and it's fucking nowhere. And you wouldn't have the first clue how to think like a thin, healthy person if you've been struggling with your weight for 20 years. Kelly says, I'm thinking inner child work might help with my self-image stuff. Yeah, of course. I definitely think that's true. And that's it. That is actually something, I've talked about it kind of outside of the program a bit, but the transactional analysis piece of Program Yourself Thin is there. It's just not well articulated. I think I should make it more clear. But the basic idea is this: the transactional analysis is the idea that we have 3 ego states in us. We have a child, we have a parent, and we have an adult. And all of us have a child and parent, right? Because all of us have been children, and all of us had a parent model in our lives. Okay. And the adult, though, maybe not, maybe you had an adult role model in your life, maybe you didn't. And so a lot of times when it comes to weight loss, you're stuck in this parent-child dynamic, and it's the child and it's the parent. Again, in transactional analysis, called the pig parent. It's kind of the worst version of your parents in a sense. You've internalized, and now you have this voice in your head that's so negative, and it's always trying to be mean to you to get you to take the right action. And you're locked in this dynamic of this child kind of shitty parent dynamic, and you have no adult voice in your head. You have no voice that's a calm, relaxed, supportive, encouraging voice in your head, guiding your weight loss and ultimate mastery. You never even thought of that until I just mentioned it, most likely. You've probably never thought about the voices in your head. But now that I mention it, yeah, you're real mean to yourself. You got a real mean negative voice in there, don't you? Right? Do you have a positive, encouraging voice in your mind guiding your weight loss? I already know the answer. And again, I ask you, do you think that matters? Do you think how you talk to yourself in your head has any effect on your weight and your behaviors? I'm not here to convince you of it. I don't give a shit what you think, but might be worth it to reflect on that. Don't you think? Eh, see what TikTok's doing. I see some messages, but TikTok, of course, never just shows me the questions. That show me everything. What's up, Mama Bear? Oops, shit. Let's see if you guys are asking questions. Sorry, I missed those. Don says, I ate all the things because of the damn election, but today back to my system. Yeah, that's fine. Of course, we always get off track a little bit. What's up, Sophia? Getting off track is no problem, as long as you're back on track relatively quickly. Miss Independent says, but when I'm relaxed, I'm very good with eating healthy and exercising and keeping strong. Yeah, of course. Everyone's better at it. I was wondering if it's possible to make us hate desserts. Yeah, and popcorn. I mean, you can hate whatever you want. You know what I mean? You just have to know how to run your mind. But I don't think hating desserts is what you want. I think what you would prefer to have is indifference for desserts. You don't want to hate desserts because sometimes it's good to eat desserts. You see? Again, I know Sophia. Sophia thinks like a dieter. Most people do. And so you think like, I love desserts. So the answer is I need to hate desserts and never eat them again. But that's a shittier quality of life. You want to live a life where you never eat dessert? That's fine if you do, but I certainly don't. I'd much rather eat dessert in a way where I can live at my goal weight. I want to live at my goal weight because that's really cool. And I want to eat dessert sometime because that's good. How about a middle ground? And the way I think you get there most, the emotion that helps the most is a sense of indifference. Not that you hate the dessert, but that you don't feel so drawn to it. And yeah, you can absolutely do that. Uptown says, I've been taking Zepbound for 4 months. I've only lost 20 pounds. Why? Any guesses? I mean, how much weight do you want to lose? Good Lord. Whoops. Old Pink Floyd here. It's the only problem with this keyboard desk I have is sometimes my legs hit it and it smacks the mouse. I don't know. I mean, 20 pounds in 4 months. I mean, 5 pounds a month. What do we want, folks? I don't know. It's not fast enough. Jesus. So I don't know. I'm not an expert in Zepbound anyway, so I couldn't answer that. But geez, 5 pounds a month. I mean, that's 60 pounds a year. What do you? Not fast enough. It's not fast enough. Right? This is so impatient. Are people more impatient with anything else as much as they are with their weight? It's crazy. I don't know. Because, yeah, I just found that one. Quite contrary, Mary. I love that name. It's funny. I have the who gives a shit attitude at work, but when it comes to my health and eating, right out the window. Yeah, that'll happen. But again, and it's just learning so much for you, Jim. Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad. That's what I'm here for. But to that point, that's a big part of Program Yourself Thin, the mastery program, where we role model people, but the best role model in the world is you. And so I again, as I said, I work with a lot of very successful people, and in one area of their life, they're just thriving, off the charts, successful. And then it comes to their weight and they're struggling. And it's very interesting how in the one area, they'll bring all these resources, all these mental resources. They bring their calm, their creativity, their perspective, their planning, their strategy, their strategic thinking. And then it comes to their weight and all that goes out the window and they turn into an idiot. It's just, that's what happens. And so the funny thing is though, if you have the ability to do it over here, guess what? You got the ability to do it over here. But mentally, we kind of create this fake wall down the middle and we separate them. But a lot of what I do is I calm people down and say, hey, let's bring this stuff and bring it over to here. You got this skill set. You're just not using it over here. So. Kelly said, reading a book by Edgar Barnett, but know nothing about him. Ringing true, though. Yeah. Julie says, I cut out the sweets when I don't really care about them and save the high quality chocolate for after dinner. Yeah, that's my move. That's what I do. And I think that's a smart way to do it. Jen says, yes, you've really messed with my head. My overeating yesterday was a huge bowl of cantaloupe. So much better than a sleeve of cookies. I love that. That's so funny. And that is so classic for program yourself thin people, because it's that's another thing, you dieters, you are so bullshitting yourself because you think that you're going to start your diet and just be perfect until you reach your goal weight. And you're not. You're not going to be perfect. There's too much eating going on. They estimate we make over 200 food decisions a day. So you're not just going to all of a sudden instantly just change all that in one swoop. Well, because you decided to, And so it's so funny. So once you realize, oh, okay, it's not about being perfect, because you think you're going to be perfect. And that's why the first mistake feels absolutely catastrophic, like you totally blew it, because you're going into your diet with the idea that I need to be perfect. So you're set up for failure right from the beginning. But if you go into your plan saying, I don't need to be perfect, I just need to be better. I want to be better than what I've been doing. What happened? You get a couple months in, next thing you know, you have a binge day where you got off track and you binged on cantaloupe. You ate too many apples. You ate a giant salad. That's so great, Jen. I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Joy says, hello, Jim. I'm still struggling with my sleep schedule. Yeah, sleep's a big one. Sleep, probably the biggest one, I'd say. It's tough. Sophia says, I think I struggle with patience. Or Sophie says that. Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm certain you do. If you're a dieter, I can guarantee you struggle with patience. I've never met a dieter who doesn't. Being a dieter, I mean, it's just baked into the whole process that you're going to be impatient and it never moves fast enough, because as a dieter, you're just focused on how fast can I lose the weight. And as soon as you set that frame around it, it's never fast enough, but it really grinds on you. So he says, I'm also all in or all out. I either eat everything or never want to eat. Yeah, and I get that. Again, the all or nothing mindset of a dieter is again, it's baked right into it. So in Program Yourself, then we're all or something, because that's way more accurate and realistic. You can't be all or nothing. Take your all or nothing and put it in a pipe and smoke it, because you jerk yourself around by saying, oh, I'm a perfectionist. When I do things right. If I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to do it perfectly. Okay. And so 90% of the time, you're never even doing it. And then the 10% of the time you do it, great. Who gives a shit? You did it for 10% of the time. It doesn't matter. So not impressed by the all or nothing thing, because it's a shit strategy. I'm not really impressed by shitty strategies, right? They don't work. So I know you feel that way, but I'm trying to let you know in no uncertain terms that it's a shit strategy. So it's not that you shouldn't be that way or I keep doing that way. It's just dumb. It doesn't work. So, why would you keep doing that? Because that's what I've always done. Well, people tend to do what they do. You know what I mean? It is, our brain wants to conserve energy. Your brain does not want to change. Your brain doesn't want to learn new things. It doesn't want to do things differently. It wants to keep on doing what you've been doing. So you are trying to fight that with your conscious mind, and it's never working, and it's never going to work. And what I would suggest is use your conscious mind to reprogram your subconscious mind. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go to my bio, click the link, get the hypnosis session I give you for free. Watch the video I made for you for free. Read the emails I send you for free. I talk about how I do this. It's not magic. I can't explain it all here, or I'd be doing it every day and it'd be boring. So, but being all in or all out, again, I'm glad you recognize it, but what are you going to do now? Just keep fucking being all in or all out. No offense to you, but that's what every single day, that's what dieters are telling me. Jim, if I could just be perfect, I'm all in, when I do it, I'm all in. And then when I'm not in, I'm all out. Yeah, great. But you're all in 10% of the time, 20% of the time, you're all out 80, 90% of the time. So you figure out those odds and how they're going to show up and affect your results, So, but here's the thing. So I understand. I've been doing this long enough to understand that you can look and say, well, yeah, being all or nothing really isn't good. It doesn't work. Okay. But now here's where you have a problem, is you have nothing to replace that with. I can say all or something, which you've never even heard that phrase most likely. And you say, oh, I like that. That makes a lot more sense. But you don't know how to actually be all or something. You've been programmed by the diets to be all or nothing. And now you approach your weight loss automatically as a dieter with an all or nothing mindset. And so it's not about not being all or nothing, because now there's a vacuum and your brain says, well, what do we do? Oh, we're not going to be all or nothing. Okay, great. Let's start our plan. Well, the only way you know how to start a plan is to be all. And the only way you know how to break it is to be nothing. So you have to learn how to be all or something. And it starts with how you approach it. And the first thing that happens is you realize, you know what? The real goal here isn't to lose weight, actually. Just realized the real goal is not to lose weight. The real goal is to live at my goal weight. Oh, shit. That's different. And as soon as you make that shift, what happens is you extend your time frame. Because losing weight, yeah, you can do it a couple weeks, couple months, depending on how much weight you got to lose. But living at your goal weight, how long you want to do that one for? How long you want to be at your goal weight for? I can hear you saying forever. So again, naturally, there's a longer timeline subconsciously with that concept. All you do is focus on losing weight. And so because it's a short time frame, that opens up your mind to say, I don't give a fuck what I got to do. I'll starve myself. I'll eat 1,000 calories. I'll do whatever I need to do it because I can do it for that long. But then you can't keep it up. So what's the point? So, again, being all or something in my mind, that's what Program Yourself Thin is. So again, if you are interested in learning how to do that, go to my bio and get that stuff though. What's up, Santina? I find having a mantra written out on my desk helpful for the time I'm tempted. That's a wonderful idea, Santina. So anyone in the program, that's a great idea. That's one of the reasons I kind of printed up the workbook too. That workbook's awesome, right? I hope y'all got to use that. I think it's really cool. And so again, the reason I made that is to just reinforce the mantras in a different way, to give you, to give you just a different modality to kind of intake the mantras in. So you're reading it, you're hearing it, you're asking questions of yourself, you're thinking about it, writing out the mantra, just one other level. So I think that's wonderful. Great idea. Jen says, I allowed myself a piece of candy the other day, and while it tasted good, it just didn't do it for me. Weird, but great. Yeah, struggling to sleep through the night though. Yeah, well, if you're feeling kind of emotional, understand that that's going to affect your sleep most likely, and just, is what it is. We're going to have nights where we just don't sleep well. That's just the nature of it. That's the nature of being a human, right? There's going to be nights that for whatever reason, it's too warm. You got something, on your mind. Tomorrow, something's happening. You're nervous about it. These are going to affect your sleeping. You recognize that. You rest as much as you can during those nights, and then you seek to make it up somewhere soon, with naps or sleeping in later on the weekend. Gigi says, I want to start a diet, but I always give up because I think I won't be able to do it. Yeah. So Gigi, you don't want to start a diet. Classic dieter bullshit. And again, no offense, Gigi, but again, this is the classic dieter. You're literally saying two things in the same sentence, but really you're saying one thing. I don't want to start a diet. But don't start it off say, I want to start a diet. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want to start a diet because you think it's going to be too hard and you're not going to be able to stick with it. So you avoid it. That's 90% of you dieters right now. You got some crazy plans for what you're going to do once you start the diet, but it kind of just turns out that you never actually get around to starting it. And that's because subconsciously you think it's going to be really hard and difficult, and you're not going to stick with it anyways. So you don't want to start a diet. Stop saying that. Stop saying you want to start a diet when you don't. Why bullshit yourself? You want to lose weight, but you do not want to start a diet. I don't blame you. Most of you don't want to start a diet because they don't work. So yeah. So Claudia, hey Jim, I did write the reading technique steps a couple of days ago, and yesterday I made use of it. Hey, all right. I can say that it worked in a weird way, like magically. Yeah, that's what it's for. Great job, Claudia. And so I'm really proud of you for doing the first couple steps of using it, because again, just like with anything else, the more you practice that technique, the more effective it becomes. But it's absolutely a magical technique. Absolutely. That's why I teach it. That's why it's the cornerstone of the mastery program. So great job, Claudia. I'm proud of you. People taking action. Super job. Santina says, does the nudge app continue after reset? No, the nudge app does not. It does not continue, but the emails do, Santina. So if you want the emails each day, just shoot me an email to me and I'll reset your emails. But the nudge app is 8 weeks and then it stops. Pearl said, that mean voice in my head is my parent and exactly how they behave towards me always. Yeah. Again, a lot of us have that. My mom was wonderful, but again, you could have wonderful parents, but they disciplined you at one point and you didn't like it. And so you've internalized that voice and you've probably made it even worse. And it might be your parent, it might be a boss you had, it might be a sibling. It's just some older person who was a piece of shit that kind of talked to you like a shithead and you didn't like it. And that's what you're locked in now. You got this shitty voice in your head, always trying to get at you to lose weight. And then you get the child who a lot of times resisting, and then even when the child gets on board and tries to do something, it's never good enough for this voice. And you all are locked in that. And I don't know, I don't have to convince you of shit. I am at my goal weight. I have been living at my goal weight for 30 years. I was 50 pounds heavier. 12 years ago, I put 25 pounds on like that and I took it off. So I don't have to convince you of shit. If you want to lose weight, you got to convince me how your diet is going to work for you. What's your plan? And I think you're very quickly going to find out you have no plan. You have a vague idea of things you should do and absolutely no real plan of how you're going to get yourself to do them. So anyways, if you don't think that's true, let me know. KT says Upbound and Wegovy, Ozempic is all the same. It's just forced calorie reduction, speaking from experience. That's right. Yeah, Katie was on that. And I'm going to mention your story, Katie, because I know you shared it and you wouldn't mind me sharing this, is that the Wegovy, she was on it for 8 months, I think, and came off it, didn't really love the effects, and then had to deal with a ravenous hunger that didn't go away. So now, you know what I mean? Like the satiety's way lower than it was before there. And so maybe there's a reset period, you know what I mean? Like certainly biochemically, maybe there's certainly a reset period psychologically. But again, that is absolutely, Katie telling me that was the first time I'd heard that. And it makes a lot of sense. But it's just one more thing to consider before going on this stuff. You probably are. And the next thing I'm curious about is seeing, it certainly causes quick weight loss. There's no question about that. The next question coming up is, how long does it last? Does it last forever? That has not been answered yet because they have not done any long-term studies on people using these medicines that are not type 2 diabetic. Most of the studies long-term, they've been studying for 20 years, okay? But they've been studying it with diabetics, type 2 diabetics. And so this is really, if you're on the medicine and you're not diabetic, you're part of a big preliminary study, big study of long-term effects of it. How long does the weight come off? Does your body adjust to it? What happens? And we don't know. But again, Katie, what she was telling me, and I think these are questions you should consider because it's a very powerful medicine and it's new relatively. So, again, something to consider. Uptown said, I need to lose 100 pounds. Sorry, I don't mean to make you mad. You're not making me mad. I'm not mad, I promise. I just get a little triggered sometimes, the dieting stuff. Claudia says, I really don't give a damn that I'm losing weight slowly. Good for you, Claudia. It really doesn't matter. Savannah says, you got to stop popping up on my FYP. Just came here to say the longer it takes, more likely you are creating new habits. Yeah, that's right, Savannah. Absolutely. Yes. That's exactly it in a nutshell. That's why with Program Yourself Thin, the goal is not to lose weight. It's to get to your goal weight and then live the rest of your life at your goal weight on near autopilot. That's probably the most important part of the whole thing. So how do you live at your goal weight on your autopilot? You install new habits, new habitual thought patterns, lifestyle patterns, eating patterns, so that they run automatically. Okay. You can do that. You did it with your toothbrushing. You're not consciously brushing your teeth. You do it at the exact same times of the day in the exact same way on autopilot mostly. And you can do the same thing with water drinking, going to bed earlier, relaxing, better breathing patterns and nourishing your body, moving more, eating healthier breakfasts, eating, really satisfying lunches, having dinner plans that are easy and enjoyable for you, that naturally you enjoy, that allow you to get to your goal weight and live there. So you can stay there. So Allie says sugar craving is the worst, especially at night. Yeah, I bet. I've been firsthand with my sugar cravings because I've been eating candy all week, and it's been fascinating. Every year it really is. This year's been a little extra interesting to me because I really have felt very fiendish this year. I eat the candy every Halloween. I give myself a week to eat Halloween candy. Every year it's the exact same thing. I eat it first and I say, this is disgusting. 10 minutes later, I'm like, is there any more of it? And then I'm off to the races. But this year, especially when I say fiendish, it's like I'll get into it and I'm like, I'm there, I'm eating it. That one's a little bit new this year. And I think if I had to guess why, I think part of it is because it's just been a more stressful time for me. I just had surgery. It's been a busy year for a lot of reasons, just a lot of stuff going on. But it's been very interesting. I have a kind of front row seat to the sugar addiction, coming into my body and mind. And it is, again, I can't say this enough, but sugar really, you should treat sugar like alcohol or, it is a white powder that's condensed to have a really strong effect on our bodies. And it is very interesting that sugar has a very similar, not very similar, but it does light up the similar parts of your brain that the other white powder that people put in their nose does. And so um, it's a very addictive substance, and it's not natural. The sugar you're eating is not a natural thing. You don't just tap a sugar cane and out comes granulated sugar. It's very, very, very processed, you know? And so, I know you don't think about it like that. 200 years ago, no one ate sugar. Sugar grew in 3 parts of the world, and even then, even if you ate that sugar, it was a completely different sugar. Like sugar in the raw. If you ever seen sugar in the raw, even that's very processed, but you can see it has more around there, so it's absorbed slower, which makes it less addictive. But 2 of the most addictive substances food-wise is sugar and flour. Why? Because they're ground down into a fine powder and we absorb them very quickly. So what happens when we're eating sugar and flour is we're spiking our blood sugar, and it's a high. It's a high for your body and brain to spike your blood sugar. And so you get addicted to it. So yeah, and especially at night. Yeah, yep. Why at night? Well, there's a bunch of reasons for that, but again, very, very, very common. So Benamina, how's it going? Sophia says, so Jim, with your hypnosis, I can just stop at just one of my favorite chocolate bars once a week, because now I can't stop at just one brownie or one chocolate bar in the evening. The other night I had 5 Bueno bars. Oh, yikes. How'd you feel after that? Good Lord. I can't even imagine that. I will say that, like, again, everything's relative. So when I say I've been eating a lot of candy, you have to understand I don't ever eat candy anymore. I eat high quality chocolate. I have desserts sometimes, but I never eat like the bullshit candy. So it's virtually to zero. So when I say I'm eating a lot of it, it's relative. So if you're eat a lot of candy regularly and Halloween comes, yours is up here. See, but mine's kind of down here. And so, I always very intentionally I would never get full size candy bars, and give them out. I think that's disgusting. You're awesome if you do it, because I know kids love it, and that's the point of it. But I know I'm going to eat a lot of this stuff, so I don't want to have full size things. But I eat like the mini ones, and it's like I'll eat like that was a kind of unique dish. I'll sit there and eat 3 or 4 of them in a row, and I'm like, holy shit! Even still, I'm at probably half a candy bar. I'm like, I cannot believe it. I can't believe I used to eat candy bars, like full candy bars. I can't believe I just drink sodas. I mean, geez, it's so crazy now the way I look at it. I'm gonna try to make anyone feel bad, but again, sometimes you got to hear the other fucking perspective. It's kind of like if the white powder you put in your nose was legal, right? And it's like it was advertised everywhere. What would happen is you would start to think about it differently. Right now it's illegal, and so it's demonized, and you think about it as a bad thing and all the rest of it. But sugar is the complete opposite. We're giving kids sugar and whatever, and it's just fun. Okay, but it's a very addictive substance that has really negative impacts on your body and mind too. So, tough shit if you get all upset that I said the candy bar is a lot of sugar, because it is. A soda's a lot of sugar. That's one of the things I got planned in the near future here is I'm going to break down popular foods and how much sugar is in front of them. I know you've all seen that, but I'm going to do it not in a pile of sugar. I'm going to take how much sugar is in like a candy bar, and I'll put the candy bar in the back, and then I'll put the sugar in front, but I'm going to chop the sugar up into lines so you can think of it a little bit differently. But that's coming down the pike. Sophia, Sophia, listen, I want to be clear. I want to be crystal clear. The hypnosis, program yourself thin, will absolutely help you lose weight. Will you listen to a session and then instantly go from eating 5 Bueno bars to 1? Probably not. Okay. I think this is where hypnosis has really suffered, is that there's a lot of ridiculous concepts and ideas about it. Nothing's going to make you go from 5 Bueno bars to 1 bar in a 20 minutes, 15 minutes. Like, it's that sort of magical thinking though, that keeps you stuck in where you're at. So I would not, I will tell you this, and I don't say this lightly. Well, there's a guarantee with the program, so you can try out the hypnosis if you want, see how it works. But I would say your mindset's probably not a great fit for the program, just to be completely honest, because I think you're expecting magical results, and I think that's part of the problem. Program Yourself Thin is amazing for giving you a solid foundation to build your success on. And if you listen to the sessions consistently, you will habitually, systematically kind of reduce your eating. You may still eat 5 candy bars, but you might drink more water and cut down food over here. And in general, you start making better and better food choices, but you may still have outlier experience, like where you're eating 5 candy bars. Okay. Now, again, in the mastery program, we learn how to utilize that, but again, that's a more active program where you're really taking it upon yourself that I'm going to figure out how to master my weight forever. So they're kind of two different options. But again, I think magical thinking and wanting magical results, I would suggest stick to the diets, and program yourself is probably not a good fit if that's. Santina says that's so true. I thought I had to read everything in the program library before committing. Yeah, nope. Whoops, shit. Uptown says, I just don't believe I can do it on my own. Yeah, regarding the Upbound question I asked tonight. I don't even remember exactly what that was, but a lot of people feel they can't do it on their own, and a lot of people can't do it on their own. I mean, I'll just be honest. Like, why would you be able to do it on your own? You have no idea what you're doing. I mean, really, it's like you got a piano and you're like, I'm going to learn how to play the piano. I know how to do it. I hit the right keys in the right order, and it sounds really nice. It's nice songs. And you sit at the keyboard and you're just like, blink, blink. This doesn't sound like shit. So how do you get from, I don't know how to do anything on this keyboard, to being able to play songs? How do you make that jump? You could sit there and just try and figure it out on your own. Good luck. Or you could get a program and you could learn about the piano. Or you could go and hire a teacher and play the piano and learn stuff. But somehow, to get from here over to here, you got to learn something outside of yourself. Or you could just sit at the piano and try and figure it all out yourself with what you got in your head. So again, those of you out there that feel like you can't do it on your own, I'd say you're probably right. You can't do it on your own because you have no fucking idea what you're doing. What, you're going to cut carbs out? Oh, you're going to stop eating sugar? You're going to make healthier food choices? You're going to try and eat better? You've tried all that stuff and it hasn't worked. You really have no granular strategies. You have no real big concepts that are going to support you. I mean, again, and I can only say this, it's free. So again, that's always, I give this stuff away for free because I like to put a free line in the sand. If you're not even going to get the free stuff I give, you're never going to use the stuff that I teach in the program. So, at the very least, go sign up for the hypnosis and watch the video I made, because at least it'll start to enlighten you to all the things that you don't know about weight loss. But yeah, you probably can't do it on your own, honestly. Because what's on your own? Using what you know now, doing the things that haven't worked for 20 years, but doing them now, right? What's that mean? That's ridiculous thinking. It doesn't even make any logical sense. I don't know. Am I being a jerk? I feel like I'm being a jerk today. I don't mean to be. So Linda said I had a down point recently. I supplemented the motivation sessions with the daily night sessions. Oh, super. Yeah, that's perfect. I think that's great. A lot of people do that. What's up, Mario? How's it going? It's been so hard to mentally not hate myself after eating too much. Mario, you ask this question every day. What do I tell you? It's hard to not mentally beat yourself up because you don't have a better strategy. Hating yourself and beating yourself up is the best strategy you got right now after you overeat. And it's a shitty one. Doesn't work. But for you, it's the best one you got. It's fucking terrible for mine. I got a way better strategy for when I overeat. People in programs still have a way better strategy than beating yourself up. You all beat yourself up because you don't have a better thing to do after you overeat. It's not rocket science. So you say, well, I'm going to stop beating myself up. Oh, okay. Well, what are you going to do then when you overeat? Not going to beat myself up. What are you going to do? I'm not going to beat myself up. Yeah, but what are you going to do? Just going to sit there? No, you're going to beat yourself up because you don't know what else to do. I ate a bagel, someone said. Sophia says, I don't like the hard candy. Yeah, I don't like hard candy that much either. LJ says, I don't drink water anymore. I only drink Coke and flavored drinks. I get thirsty without it. A lot of people don't drink water. I never drank water, you know. And drinking more water has been one of my biggest challenges. So, yeah, but I wouldn't accept that. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I don't drink water. I guess I'll never drink water. No, I took it on as a really important thing. And water was one of my hardest ones, but I stuck with it. Now I always drink every single day, I drink the right amount of water. Again, kind of my minimum. And then, I have a range, but I always hit my minimum, so we can't start things by saying, I don't drink water anymore. Do you want to? I only drink Coke and flavored drinks. I mean, again, good luck. I'm not saying, there's some people can do that and manage their weight perfectly. But if you're not happy with your weight, that is a huge problem. Now, you don't have to stop drinking Coke and flavored drinks completely, but I would start integrating some water. But that's what I would do. You know what I mean? Who gives a shit what I would do? Mario said I'm a bottomless pit when it comes to candy bars. Oh my God, Halloween is hard. Yeah, candy bars are addicting. And I used to eat way more too. I get it, but I used to eat candy bars all the time. Full candy bars, So I get it. Yeah, being a bottomless pit of candy, though, that's tough. LJ says, I also have a bad habit of binge eating a whole 2 days, then starving the rest. Yeah, classic. Yep. That's a classic dieter move, right? Binge eat and then not eat, and then binge eat, then not eat, then binge eat, then not eat. Uptown says, thanks for answering. Makes sense. I shouldn't expect to be able to do it on my own. Good point. Yeah, you're welcome. Again, I don't know. I know all you dieters think that, because all dieters, one of their core mantras of a dieter is that, Jim, I know what I need to do. I just got to get myself to do it. And which I say is one of the dumbest shits I've ever heard. And I say, don't you think you have to learn how to get yourself to do it? But no one thinks they have to learn how to get themselves to do it, because they think, what? You're going to use willpower to force yourself to do it, right? You're going to force yourself to do the thing you hate to do. You're going to force yourself to start doing the thing that you really don't want to do, which is dieting. But how's that working for you? Have you forced yourself yet? Been able to do that? Or are you waiting to get started? And when are you going to start? Here we are, right? Well, here we go. Now the election's over. Halloween's over. 2 weeks till Thanksgiving. Maybe January 1st is looking pretty good. So another month and a half gone, right? Not program yourself in, people. They're going to be listening to sessions the whole time. Will they be perfect during the holidays? No. Will they be better than they were last holiday? Yes. Great. Wouldn't you feel better going to the new year being 5-10 pounds lighter, having healthier habits under you, feel more calm and relaxed, having good ideas in your head? No, Jim. I'm just going to wait till January 1st and do it right. Oh. Okay. D, what's up? How do you plan out your cheat days but not end up in a binge? I mean, it takes practice, first of all. Okay. Second of all, again, do what you will, but I do not like those words. Don't like those words at all. I don't, in Program Yourself Then we don't have cheat days. I don't like it. Subconsciously, do you want to be a cheater? Right? I always joke, you want to, why don't you call them adultery days? You want to be an adulterer? A food adulterer? Is that what you want to be? I'm joking, but I'm just trying to point out, cheat days have just they just roll off our back. That's what they're called. But subconsciously, they got negative meanings to them. You're cheating. Cheating what? It's not cheating if you planned it out. So I don't like that word. I like pleasure days, and I like going right at the pleasure, because the truth is, you all don't even know how to eat for pleasure. You think you know how to eat for pleasure and you don't. And that's one of your core problems. But the pleasure days really become an opportunity for us to practice eating for pleasure, and you start structuring them, and then you practice them. So that's kind of the quick and the short of it. It's an issue, Jim, but it's okay. So he said, I already do eat very healthy and drink lots of tea and water, and I exercise 3 to 4 times a week, but my only downfall is eating popcorn and sweets in the evening. I bet that's not your only downfall, but I'm sure that's one of the main downfalls. I have rarely seen a person that only has one downfall, just so you all know. I'm not saying it's impossible, because I'm sure everything's possible. But for the vast majority of people I see, they think there's one problem, But I personally have never seen just one downfall, one problem. It's a network of problems. Now, you may do a lot. It sounds like you got a good base. You're doing a lot of good stuff. So good job. Okay. But I would suggest that it's probably not one thing, but could be wrong. Sophia says, I really want to do your hypnosis though. What I'm doing is obviously not working. Well, I mean, that's a smart thing to think. I mean, if whatever you're doing is not working, and I'm going to go to corny land here for a second, but the saying that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result, right? But there's a lot of truth to that. And we need to reflect on that a lot because our brains are built to keep doing the same dumb shit. It's weird like that. We're not logical creatures. We're subconscious creatures, and we do what we did, even if it doesn't work. So, I think the important thing is to realize that if what you've been doing doesn't work, to reflect on that, realize it, and then do something different. Anything, just do something different the next time. And if you just did that alone, you'd start getting better results, because what you all do is you jump into your plan, you do it perfectly for a couple days, a couple weeks, and you completely stop doing it. And then months go by, weeks go by, years go by. Then you say, okay, time to get started again. You jump right back into 100%. You do it for a couple days, a couple weeks, then you stop doing it. Days, weeks, or months go by again. Years go by. Do it 100%. It's just the same thing over and over. So you might want to change it up a little bit. Now you get better results. All right. Very good. I'm going to get out of here. I got a lot of stuff I'm doing. So I'm going to tell you all, if you're not on my email list, go click the link in my bio and go get the free hypnosis session. Watch the video I made and read the emails I send you. They're pretty helpful. All right. And they're free. So even if you're remotely motivated to lose weight, you got to do that. All right. And then where are we at? This here, if you I think to myself, I'm like, if this is the first day I ever seen me, like, this guy's an asshole. Like, he's just a grumpy asshole. I feel like I'm like that, but I'm not. I'm trying to help you all out. I think sometimes I'm in a mood, I guess. But anyways, I am here to help you out. So if you like this sort of thing, I'm here pretty much every Monday through Friday, noonish, Eastern. And if you have any questions, you can hop on here and ask them. And I'll do my best to answer them. And then if you like listening to this here, I actually use this as a podcast. And so if you want to listen to the replays or want to catch up on past ones, I've been doing this for 2 years. I think there's 440 episodes or something. You can listen, go look for Program Yourself Thin podcast. It's on all the platforms, and you can go check that out. Yeah, there's that. And what else? That's it. That's good. All right, everyone. So have a super duper day. And